Welcome, students. Today we are going to discuss a very surprising topic. Surprising in sense that topic is concerned to the chemistry or within the chemistry. Is it surprising? In what sense it is surprising? In that sense, that is the chemistry within the chemistry, and that chemistry within the chemistry is the stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is the chemistry within the chemistry, and this word stoichiometry was first used by a scientist named as Jeremias Benjamin Richter in 1792. The more surprising is that the word stoichiometry introduced in the volume of the Richter, which was published in first time in 1792, and the name of that volume was The Art of Measuring. The art of measuring of the chemical elements. And due to that art, this word is further introduced in the Latin, in the old Greek language. The word stoichiometry was taken from the two words from the Greek, that is the stoichion. Stoichion means the elements, and metron means two measures, not measure, two measures. So you can link the meanings of stoichion and metron with the name of the Richter volume, The Art of Measuring the Chemical Elements. Before we proceed to origin of that, to explain the stoichiometry, we will take a general example. As I have mentioned here, the art of measuring the element, we can also explain it by an art, by the example of art. Students, you have watched, you have learned a game known as the musical chair. In your functions at college, at school levels, you will, I think, may have participated in that game, musical chair. In that game, you know that there are some chairs, there are some people, the music is on, the people go around the chairs and try to occupy the place on the chair. When the music stops, the people sit on the chair, and those people which will be successful to sit on the chair, they form a new bond. They form the new link between the people and the chair. And the other which are left behind, they are not in the consideration. So we only concern to those peoples which occupy the seats, which occupy the chairs. And these are the people, and the chairs are the reactant and the products. Our reactant are the chair and the people separately. And when they form the new bond, they sit on the chair. That is the product. So the number of the reactant and the number of the product, they must be the equal, and they are in the same position, ratio. Similar is the true in the case of the stoichiometry. And so we will define it in the term as. Students, as I have mentioned that stoichiometry is the chemistry within the chemistry, and that word stoichiometry was taken from the old language, the Greek language. The two words of the Greek, that is the stoichion, means elements, and the metron, to measure. So by combining these two words, we get the definition of the stoichiometry, in the sense that the stoichiometry is the branch of chemistry which studies the quantitative relationship or the ratios between two or more substances undergoing a physical and a chemical change. Physical and chemical change. Chemical change means the chemical reactions is termed as the stoichiometry. Students, if we consider that stoichiometry with reference to the definition, then we say that we have already studied in our previous lectures the atomic mass, the atomic molecular mass, the mole, the molar volume, and these terms are very helpful in the formation of the chemical equations. They give the useful informations for the balanced chemical equations. So our concern is that the knowledge with the atomic masses, the molecular masses, the mole, the molecular volume, and the molar volume, and these, if are arranged in that sense of the chemical equations, then we get the more information. And these informations are precisely defined as. With that reference, we can also define the stoichiometry precisely, in the sense that the stoichiometry is the study of the quantitative relationship. Quantitative relationship in what sense? Which kind of the quantity? Which of the quantity? The quantity means that is the atomic masses, the molecular masses, the moles, the molar volume. Quantitative relationship between the reactants, and these all above said values of the reactants and the products in a chemical equation is termed as the stoichiometry. Students, I think you have get the complete idea of the definition and the origin of the stoichiometry. Now we are going to proceed in the further explanation that stoichiometry have the different conditions. That conditions are, because I have told you that the quantitative relationship between the reactants and the products in a balanced chemical equations. So with reference to that words, the reactants and products in the balanced chemical equation, we say that there are the two major conditions for understanding of the stoichiometry. And these two conditions are the reactant must completely converted into the products. The reactants must completed into the products. Second, the reactants and the products during the reaction not for the side products. No side reaction takes place. And above all that, it is also further known that the law of conservation and the law of definition definite proportion must be obeyed, and that will give our quantitative relationship between the reactants and the products in the balanced chemical equation. Stop करो, अब go next चलते हैं. Students, as I have mentioned that in the stoichiometric calculations we lead the law of conservation of mass and the law of definite proportions, and in our general example, the example of the musical chair, as the reactants and the products must be equal and the no side reactions takes place, that informations are given in the chemical equations, but that informations are also, some of the informations are missing in the chemical equations. That chemical equation cannot explain the rate of reactions, and also they cannot explain the direction of the reaction, and it cannot explain the number of those products which are not formed, which remains behind, or the reactants are in the form of the products. These informations are missing, but the stoichiometry only deal the balanced chemical equation, and in that balanced chemical equations we say that the law of conservation of the mass must be obeyed. And in this sense we take some example. In that example, and that example is the production of the ammonia by the Born-Haber cycle. You have studied it. The Born-Haber process, the nitrogen and the hydrogen are combined to give the ammonia. Now we will take that, how the law of conservation of the mass is obeyed in that equation, in the calculation of the stoichiometry. Then we take in the 3 steps to explain the process. Firstly, we know that for the formation of the ammonia, we have the equation in which the molecule of the nitrogen, 3 molecules of the water involved to form the 2 molecules of the ammonia. Students, when we are going to produce some medicines in the pharmaceutical industry, then the very precise and minute mistake will harm the humanity. So it is very careful calculations in which we deal the calculations in the field of the stoichiometry. Nothing remain unreacted and we get the maximum product, and that calculations must be the same, and their reactants and their products, if they will same, then we will satisfy to get our product. Similarly, that is the 1 molecule of the nitrogen in that equation, that informations are given. The 1 molecule of the nitrogen, 3 molecule of the hydrogen and 2 molecules of the ammonia are formed. The ratio among that production is 1:3:2. Now we take in other term that if we want to take the 2Na, what is Na? Na means the Avogadro's number. If we want to form the 2Na molecules of the ammonia, then what will be the ratio among the hydrogen and nitrogen? Then the 3Na for the hydrogen and the 1Na for the nitrogen. 1Na means the 1 mole of nitrogen, 3Na means 3 moles of hydrogen, and 2Na means the 2 mole of the ammonia in the term of the products. Now, same is true if we double that product, 2 to 4, if we want to prepare the 4Na of the ammonia, means 4 moles of the ammonia, then what will be the ratio among the nitrogen and the hydrogen? Means for the preparation of the 4Na of the ammonia, we will get the 6Na of the hydrogen and we will get the 2Na of the nitrogen. So, if we calculate in the grams, then we see that 1 mole of nitrogen means 28, 2 moles of the nitrogen means 28 grams of the nitrogen. 6Na means 6 gram of the hydrogen, and 2Na of the ammonia means 2 multiplied by the 17, because the 1 mole of the 17 ranges the 17 grams. Here I again revise it, that if we want to take the 1 mole of the ammonia and nitrogen, then the molecular mass of the nitrogen will be 28 grams. If we want to take the 3 moles of the ammonia, then we will get the 6 grams of the hydrogen, and similarly for the 2 moles of the ammonia we will get the 2 multiplied by 17 grams, and that will be equal to 34 grams of the ammonia will be formed when 6 grams of the hydrogen and 28 grams of the nitrogen will combine, means 28 plus 6 will be the 34. Here, students, you know that the law of conservation of the mass is obeyed. So the stoichiometry in his study, it has the stress, it has the concern to the law of conservation of the mass, which is obeyed in that equation. Secondly, I told you that the stoichiometry also obey the law of definite proportion. With reference to that, we take the example, the ratio among the nitrogen, hydrogen in the formation of the ammonia is 1:3:2. Now, you take any quantity of the ammonia and calculate their number of moles, number of the grams, you will find the same proportion in that equation. Because I have already told you that when the 2 moles of ammonia are going to form, then the ratio will be the 3 molecules of the hydrogen and 1 molecule of the nitrogen. When we are going to form the 4 molecules of the ammonia, that ratio becomes the 6 and 2. If we divide it with a common factor, then we will get the same ratio of the 3, 1, 3 and the 2. Means if I divide the 2 is the 1, that 3 is the 6 and 2 is the 4. The ratio again will come the same. By that example, I have proved that the stoichiometry obeyed the law of definite proportion. Understand? Next we proceed here. Students, our other segment regarding the stoichiometry is that we will have the different relationship by which we can calculate the stoichiometric values. These are that can be calculated with the help of the balanced chemical equation. Students, let's suppose we want to get the 340 grams of the ammonia. In the 340 grams of the ammonia, we can calculate it by the stoichiometric calculations, by the different relationships, that what will be the moles of the hydrogen in the 30 grams of the ammonia, what will be the number of the grams of the nitrogen in that ammonia, what will be the volume of the either reactant or the product. So all these questions can be resolved by giving the three relationship in the stoichiometric calculations. And these relationship are, one are the mass-mass relationship. The mass-mass relationship, we are given the mass of one substance, and from that given value of the mass of the one substance, we can calculate the mass of the other substance in a chemical reaction. And similarly, second relationship is the mass volume relationship, or the mass mole relationship, or the mole mass relationship. It can be inverse, mass mole relationship or mole mass relationship. In that relationship, if we have the mass of the one of the substance, and from that value we can calculate the mole of the other substance in the chemical reaction. Third relationship is that mass volume relationship. As I have mentioned all that in these terms, that mass volume relationship, in that relationship we can calculate the volume of other substance in a chemical reaction if we know the mass of the one substance taking place in the chemical reactions. Above these, we can also find the mole calculations, and these mole calculations can be calculated if the 1 mole of the one substance is taking place in the chemical reaction is known, then the value of the mole of the other substance can also be calculated. That's end. Students, that relationship, that example of the formation of the ammonia will be very helpful in calculating your studies, in your questions of your anti-test. But in spite of all this, if you find any question about that topic, you may ask as previous practice, and we will reply you for your questions. And thank you very much.